We just watched Veronica Mars, the new movie based on the TV show from 6 or 7 years ago, back in the early 2000s. And we both really enjoyed it quite a bit. The fan event that AMC threw at 8 o'clock was completely sold out, so we ended up seeing the midnight show. And AMC was telling me that their 8 o'clock showing was about right around 400 or 500 people, and we had maybe another like 50 or so in the theater with us.
At least.
We had one of the larger screens, so it was, I would say, like a third full or so, which is pretty great for, them doing two theaters full of it at 8 o'clock and then doing a midnight show on a Thursday and having that many people
marshmallows showing up.
Yeah. I recommend it. If you're a Veronica Mars fan, it's a no-brainer. If you're not familiar with that show, that show's probably better than you think it is. If you like mysteries, if you like noir, if you like comedy, it has a very... a lot of people compare it to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think it's a little bit better written than Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is quite a compliment because I think that's a really well done show. Not to go too far into what TV shows or series are better, but I really think that this movie was really well done. It did a good job of capping, or just kind of giving you sort of an epilogue to the series, which didn't really get a real ending. And the movie does a really good job of being really good to fans, but also explaining everything that came before to people that are brand new to it, or that don't know the storylines from the TV show. There's like an opening montage that's really, it shows like stills from the actual show and explains everything to you. Mm-hmm. And so, if you want to go back and watch the show and not have certain things ruined, maybe go back and do it. But I don't feel like I don't feel like people would really miss out on much. The mysteries are the secrets are not really revealed in the montage. It's more, this person got killed or that person got killed kind of stuff. And they do a really good job. I thought it was something that fans can enjoy, and I thought people that just enjoy that sort of sarcastic, dry humor mystery. If you're a Dr. House fan, this might be a good movie for you. But yeah, and it's a great, fun little whodunit, fan service, comedy, good little flick.
Yeah, I'm not so familiar with the TV show Veronica Mars, but we were in an audience full of people that obviously knew it very well, and it definitely was a crowd pleaser. It's a lot more sassy and funny than I thought it was going to be. And the script seemed to flow pretty well. It seemed like it had been pretty thought out for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely very entertaining. I don't really have a whole lot to say except it was totally enjoyable. And
I think for somebody that hasn't watched the show, and I decided last week that since I was going to come out and see this movie, that I would at least check out the show and see kind of how true they were to it, or how many things they had to change and that sort of thing. And then I decided I was going to watch the whole series, and I couldn't do it. It's 64 episodes, 45 minutes each episode. I plunged through it, and at like 6 o'clock today, I was like 3 episodes into season 3. So I kind of have a gist of what's going on with this new season, or the last season of the show. But it was enough that I could see, fan service being paid in terms of them bringing back as many people as they could, them making lots of references to the show, lots of lines that people remember from the show, who's your daddy and stuff like that are totally playing into the marshmallows, the Veronica Mars fans. They make jokes about the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
They make, all these things at their own expense. there's a really funny celebrity cameo. Like, the show has always been about this sort of class warfare between the haves and the have-nots, and some of the haves are like Hollywood actors, and they have a Hollywood actor that shows up for this movie, and it's hysterical, the way they incorporate him in, and he's just perfect.
Yeah, that works out very well.
Perfectly done. I don't know who I wouldn't recommend this movie to. I mean, if I always misjudged Veronica Mars when it was on the air as a sort of Dawson's Creek style teen romance sort of show. And it has elements of that, but it's really self-aware, and it's also very, even more so than something like Buffy, it's very, the characters are very precocious.
Were they out at the same time? Was that around the same?
Buffy came first.
Okay.
But they were kind of on the same network, and
Yeah.
actually some of the same actors went from Buffy into Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
Allison Hannigan came over, and Charisma Carpenter, who, I guess, once you get Charisma Carpenter on your show, you can't get rid of her.
Right.
But and she was actually not one of the people that showed up for the movie, unfortunately. But maybe I don't know what happens in the end of season 3. So it's not like that at all. It's not this sort of hokey teen romance. It's always sort of a balancing act where they do a very good job of balancing, realistic depictions of how teenagers talk to one another with that sort of overly precocious, sort of smart ass.
Yeah, very sassy.
Like, there aren't a lot of 17-year-old girls that have the self-confidence to talk the way Veronica Mars does on the show.
Yeah.
And now that she's, 28 or whatever in the movie, Kristen Bell's obviously older than that.
Yeah.
But, this is taking place around their 10th high school reunion.
Which is pretty funny.
Which I don't know if that means it takes place in the future, because they were like the class of 2006, I think.
Oh, right.
So that's kind of bizarre. But it all worked. I think they did a really good job of staying true to the feel of the show. You weren't, as in the show, Veronica's not like stuck with one guy throughout the whole thing. That's sort of, things are sort of up in the air. The relationship with her dad, as always, is probably the best part. That's the strongest relationship that she has, throughout the movie, and he's great. He does a really great job. He got huge cheers for his entrance and his big goofy.
That's funny you say that, because it's like when there's a moment in the movie where she's in danger and she wants to text someone, and it's her dad is the one she goes to say I love you to.
Yeah.
It's almost like that's the strongest.
Yeah. So it's a fantastic movie. I don't know what really else to say about it.
Yeah, watch it if you like the show. Definitely watch it. If you're curious, watch it too. It's fun. I
don't want to give any surprises away to people that know things about it, or that know things about the show, like as to who shows up or what they do, or who lives and who dies, that kind of thing. I think that's all well worth coming out and checking out the movie. This was a Kickstarter project, so it's going to be available for download for people that can't make it out to the theater to see it. You'll be able to download it, I think, as early as Friday, as early as today.
Wow.
So check it out one way or the other, and it also looks like they've left it open to do a sequel, and if things are going as well as it looks like they're going, I mean, I can't see a reason why they wouldn't do one. The only downside of them doing a sequel would be screwing it up, and not having it be as meaningful and going with as much momentum as this one had.
Yeah.
you know,
They definitely left things open though. That's
yeah.
possible.
I mean, if they churn one out next year, that would be really disappointing. But I could see where in another couple of years they could come back and revisit the characters again. So that'd be cool. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.